Now, too many opinions. I think so. Maybe we'll get started. I'll pick it up.
Do whatever you like. Okay, so this is the Kirtana. Oh. So you sit in the back, you can easily make space. Go in the back side, you can go. Or you sit here, sit.
He's going to sit. That's okay. I'll just listen to him.
Yeah, that will go.
So you want?
আর এই সংস্কৃত আমার কিছু পড়ার কিছু নাই, যেখানে বসছিলেন ভালো বসুন।
I can see you better. Share with me. I'm fine. Thank you.
You can come here, Gunesh. You can come here.
I am very comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah. Okay, be comfortable. Okay, so we are reading again the chapter of Kirtana or hymning, hymning. So hymning. So that the glory of those has been described. Oh, what is the glory? How this chanting the name will be? I'm coming. Page 185.
85.
So we have read that the story of the Ajamilo. That was the story we are going through. Ajamilo remembered his son's name, Narayana.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lord Narayana got so pleased. Oh, he is calling me at the point of death. So he appeared there. And as a result, he committed so much blunder and so much bad things in life. But the Jamas, the god of death, his emissaries could not do anything, could not touch the body, because he has chanted the name of Lord Narayana. And the emissaries went back to Lord Jama. Say, this man is saying that he's taking the name of Lord and we cannot bring him back to the hell. Because he committed mistakes, so he should be punished. So we went there as per rule. But you see, they don't allow us to do that. Then Jama himself says, hey, no, my boys, that we read in the verse number, page 182. Dear boys, see the greatness of the divine name. You have committed so much blunder. But at the last point, he remembered God. And see, that's why he is freed. He is not within my jurisdiction then. It is our Lord's name, purified. So, that is the thing. But uttering it alone, Ajamilo was released, page 182, from the noose of death. The recital of the names of the Lord, indicative of his deeds and excellence, is not merely a means for expiation of sins. For what Ajamila attained by simply shouting the name of Lord Narayana to call his son at the time of death as mukti, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Not only it is sins are removed, it is freedom. He attained eternal freedom because he took the name of Lord. This is like, but it is very simple formula. It seems that then we need not have to do anything.
I don't believe it, Swami.
No.
No.
No. The point is that here is a secret. He did all these bad things. It is superficial.
Yeah.
But here is good, very good karma. Maybe in past lives something did this thing. But as soon as those are over, the inner purity, which he practiced meditation and things, came up. That's why the elaborate analysis is given. It does not mean don't feel. It is so easy. It is, but you have to do practice. It indicates that last moment, why will you think of God? God's name will not come to you. You will not be able to remember him until and unless you find that practice is so intense that all other thoughts you will forget. God's name will be the predominant thought. So how intensely you should practice? Remember that. Don't take excuse that because Ajamila has happened, so we do whatever we do whole life, and last moment I'll call somebody. Last moment you will not call the name even.
The name will not appear.
Your mind will blank. Your mind will be blank. and you do not know what you will say at the point of death. Many people think of other things. Hey, what is the stock market? What is going on? What
Who
happened
will
to my
take my property? and
what happened to my this share market? This that. What thought will come? Who knows? So don't believe that. To have that, only take the essential thing that at the point of death, if you remember God, you will be released. But to remember that at the point of death, you need to do such practice every day. Chant the name, pray, meditate, do such pure work, purify your heart by whatever way. That will make you. So the footnote emphasizes that. And now we have read the next verse also, on 184. I'm just rereading that line only, 31 and 32. The so-called great sages, with their minds infatuated by the Lord's Maya, with their intelligence rendered dull by sweet and flowery Vedic texts, offering promises of attractive rewards and heavenly facilities, and with their attention fixed on the elaborate Vedic rites for the achievement of such souls, were not generally aware of the saving gospel of devotion. Saying these Vedic rituals, these Pandits, these what you call the ritualistics in Vedic rituals, two part is there, no? One is the ritual part, another is the knowledge part. But Vedic karma kanda means every householder, that was the rule. Every householder will have to perform the ritualistic work, offering oblation to fire and chanting mantras. And I saw that in Brisbane I went, and the pujaris are doing on Ganesha Puja. My God, it's such an elaborate thing, and so many mantras, and some from the Vedas. They are Vedic Pandit, not like us. We do not know. We have not studied those. He has studied 10 years, like our Malibu temple priests.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Huh?
And
That
they
memorize everything in their mind.
thousands of
So, and doing some oblation and things with so many items to collect and do. So, these are elaborate things. This book is saying they do not know. They do collect so many items and perform that ritualistic thing, huh? Not knowing the glory that you can just chant the name, you can get it quickly. Why to go for so much chanting of mantras and performing homa and doing mantras and offering swaha, swahas, swadha, this, that. Huh? Collecting items are very difficult. Vedic puja, as in our puja also. You see, when our puja day comes, all the nuns, all of you, say making garland, plucking flowers, making the thread how long, and then she is doing for years and years. You people all do who associate in the
Or else
puja.
in the Belur Mott, when during Durga Puja, these priests, they have everything, whole thing memorized.
That is true, but the items also so.
Yeah.
Look at that. You have to collect so many items, and as you are doing rituals, it should be perfect. Yeah. If you collect, you see, we don't get some bell leaf here. What we do? We substitute with something. They will not do. They will collect bell leaf and go to 1,000-mile distance and collect bell leaf and then bring it and do it. You need to do during worship. We only symbolically do here. So we pour ordinary tap water, faucet water, and we say, "Oh, I am invoking Ganga, Saraswati, what is called Jamuna, all the holy rivers of India." This mentally I am saying, "Oh, this is Ganga, this is Jamuna." No, in puja, ritualistic, you have to bring water from Ganga. You have to go for Jamuna. Jalasmi Sanikuru, we are saying we are using the one water what is available here, and as if it is Ganga water pure, as if it is Jamuna here, I invoking all of them here. But in real puja, Belur Math when they do, you will have to bring the river, you go to Jamuna river, bring that Jamuna river here, and then pour, say Jamuna river is here. So it is difficult. So it is saying why
what's the
to
difference in like the result?
result will be that you do so much things for what purpose? Vedic rituals.
Yeah.
Because you do perform to get some material benefit. What is the material benefit? You will go to heaven. I will go to achieve this name. I will have this power. So some material thing expected, that for reason the Vedic Karma Kanda is mentioned. That's why Vedic Karma Kanda, after doing much Vedic Karma Kanda, people turn toward Jnana Kanda, the knowledge part. That is the Vedanta. Then you don't do rituals. You do it mentally. I am that. Not this body, not this mind. You don't need any sesame seed. You don't need any Ganga water. You don't need any Jamuna water. You need not have to go to the Himalayas to bring some earth of the Himalayan earth or Vindhyachala earth. In the puja, no? Elaborate puja, all the holy places of India. You will have to collect all the items from really materially those places, those materials. So why you do so much? Why not chant the name of the Lord and purify your mind? So he says here, the verse says that these ritualistics, they do not know that this simple path is there. They can easily chant the name of the Lord with devotion and get the benefit. Instead, they are doing all these rituals, no? So they are fools.
But that's the key, though, is with devotion.
Yeah.
Because maybe the purpose of gathering all those things is to put more of yourself, more energy into it, so that you feel like you're really
doing something.
Yeah. Right. Instead of just by rote saying blah 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 blah.
But to collect that and do perfectly, and what will be the end result? End result, you will go to heaven. but if you remember the Lord's name at the point of death, you are not to be born again. So it is a bhakti book. So they are emphasizing bhakti aspect, devotion aspect. And why? Then if we can practice that, it will inspire us. So practice instead of difficult rituals. Come to the point. Do this simple devotional practice, and that will generate your sanskaras, mental impressions, and at the point of that, spontaneously it will flow. That's why it is called ajapa. You know ajapa? Ajapa.
Oh, right.
Ajapa. Ajapa means you practice japa in such a way that you need not have to remember. It will come spontaneously. As you are breathing, you are not trying to breathe. When you are trying to breathe, that's a problem. For our normal life, we breathe, we do not know we are breathing. No. So your mantra, you will practice in such a way that you will flow like spontaneously like that. In your every breath, you will have the mantra. You have your Ishta mantra, you practice in such a way, spontaneously that is the Ajapa mantra. So if it happens, if you can reach that point, then at the point of death, spontaneously you are not to worry about. Even you fail everything, because it is a spontaneously coming breathing, it will be, last thought will be, that is the only thought. So practice that. That is the emphasis. Yeah.
So I don't get how just by saying the Lord's name, you're not born again. When you die. I don't, so like jnani, just like realizing your true nature, realizing, right? Your deathless self. That then you're not born again. Right. So how is it that in
repeating the name, what happens? Ultimately, if you repeat so many times, you cannot repeat unless you fall in love with God. Yeah. You can do one day, you can do 2 days, you can show love, outside love. But when it becomes internalized love, then it becomes spontaneous. And when you think of name, you think of the divine glory of the Lord. No? And gradually, unconsciously, you are entering into the glory of the Lord. And when you just, everything drops off from the mind and only God remains and God's name remains, you may not have absolute samadhi, Vedanta, oneness with Brahman. But you reach a plane, it is called, you go to the Vaikuntha Loka. You go into the level, in the plane of that divine whose name you are chanting. Subtle reality. And there you enjoy the spiritual. After death you go there and your mind goes there and you remaining in that joy, and from there you enter into the absolute. It is not immediate. It is called Kroma Mukti.
Okay.
Krama
Kroma
Mukti. Krama means gradual.
Oh, right.
Mukti means liberation.
Okay.
Take an answer.
Chroma?
Krama Mukti. Krama means gradual. Vedanta, what you say, if you repeat I am that, I am that, I am that, and really at the point of that, you can feel that I am that without the body mind identity. Then it is realization, and you know you are that absolute. Here, that's the Jivan Mukti stage. Or it is called at the point of death you are having that wisdom. But Bhakta wants to play with the divine. So he will live in the plane where Makali will be there. Say Makali is Bhakta. They're thinking God as Makali, and as it is the same God, there are different ways, different costume. So when you are absorbed in the love of mother, then you after death you reach there, you live in the level of mother's plane. And they are being absorbed in the divine plane. All this nonsense of the world is gone from the mind. That's such a pure state. That's an enjoyable state. And you remain there and get merged into it, and ecstasy will come, and this will come spontaneously and gradually. But bhaktas naturally don't want to be in merge. That's also another
So
idea.
then would they, well, I don't know.
They will remain in the infinite touch of that divine. You are merging, not merging. That's a very joyful state.
So does it matter, like, there's a lot of talk about your chosen ideal. So
Chosen
someone
ideal.
is chanting Kali, they're going to go to Kali's heaven. If you're chanting Ganesh, you go to
Ganesh
Ganesh's
heaven. Why? It is only God.
It's all
But
one.
on
So
one,
why
but
are there different places?
no, not different places. It is the level. It is the status of the divine platform where you love to see God in the Ganesha form. So because familiar, you love that form. To that familiarity, you go touch. As I say always, suppose a Ganesha cut on the wall. So from here you see it is Ganesha. And you go close to the wall, then it is Ganesha. But who you are seeing through the Ganesha cut, the infinite sky beyond. So I am looking at the same wall with a mother Kali cut. So I am thinking of Makali. It is same point. But you go through the Kali cut, when you go very close into that plane is the same.
Okay.
And then you go there and you see that infinite.
Okay, so what if you can't pick one?
But
I have so many favorites. I have
that's why-
Saraswati and Ganesh and Krishna.
that's
I
why-
like them all.
That's why Vedanta, keep the Vedanta. It is only all are the same.
So what do you say? Brahman?
No, you can say, you have to understand, that's why Vedanta knowledge should be kept in the background. That I am loving my beloved absolute reality to come to me as Ma Kali, as Ma Saraswati. But I welcome, it is only one I know. And when you go so much close, your eye will collapse and you will get into that. And when you get into that, then there is no Ma Kali, no Kali, Krishna, all these are gone.
Okay.
Kali, Krishna has gone when you are living in duality.
Right.
When the duality is collapsing at the point of extreme love, human love, extreme love point, two becomes one. So similarly, love is the divine love. Two, my jiva and my divine self. These two, the two will not remain ultimately. You try. That's why Madhusudan Saraswati, who was the Advaita Vedantist and then transformed into the devotional school. You hear from many times from our Sarvadevananda. But that Madhusudan Saraswati reaching the absolute knowledge of the, he said, Bhakti, the devotion. Bhakta does not want to merge. Advaita to be Sundaram. They say, you enjoy once Advaita, but come back and feel the presence and see him in a different way. And that is more enjoyable. So it is the devotee's attitude. Devotee's attitude, merging they don't like. If you merge, then you cannot enjoy. Who will enjoy whom? The two things are necessary. One object, one subject, and one some instrumentality. So when one gets merged into that reality, it is no loss. It is merging in, you become that. But Bhakta does not want. Thakur said, simple language, Sri Ramakrishna said, I don't want to be sugar. I want to enjoy the sugar, taste the sugar. This is the Bhakta's attitude. It is the attitude. Matters little, you are enjoying God only. That God absolute or Saguna or Nirguna. Saguna God is not one, Nirguna God is not another. Saguna is from it, little separation is still persisting. Nirguna is all gone. Perceiver, perceived, everything is become one. So here he says that the yes.
Just so the mantra that we have serves this purpose. Yes?
Yeah. Of course.
Because when I used to go see Mahamaya, she would say to me, I'm going along in my day and I stop and oh, there it is. She could hear her mantra always.
Because of practice.
Yes.
That becomes spontaneous. That I talk. That is called the undercurrent. Undercurrent of the thought about the mother will go on, or whatever the Ishta mantra. And that Ishta mantra indicates the absolute. Now you know you have the Om and all this detailed explanation that you know your mantra means what. Your mantra has all. Start from one, go to another, and you end the ultimate. So if you know this intellectually and then go on practicing, that is, it becomes very smooth. And then when one becomes really free from all other entanglements, mind will be so purified that it will be real, as Ramakrishna's mind. Think of Ramakrishna's mind. In his mind there is nothing but Ma Kali, and he was always cheerful at the point of death also. So he says when he is in the Saguna level, when he is in the level of talking, eating, interaction, it is a level, it is not merging into that. He is going in between to Samadhi. That time everything collapses. But when he is one step down, there he is enjoying the bliss of God in that Saguna, Sabikalpa, Saguna Samadhi, and then comes down. And then when he is acting in this level, he has the concept of two things together. The gold as also the gold ornaments, this shape and size of the ornaments.
Can you a little bit elaborate when you say the Bhakti people enjoy the nectar, not the sugar, and they don't want to be sugar?
Because when you merge into it, you cannot say it is sugar, it is sweet, it is honey. Who will say? But when you come out, you can say, Suppose you slept very deeply. When you come out of the deep sleep, you say, it was good. But when you are there, tell me, what will you be able to, when you are in the sleep situation, can you say it is good, it is bad, it is it is enjoyable? You come back. When you come back, you remember some experience, because you are crossing that level of where there is nothing to say versus to say. Just starting this is called the periphery of that level. So then you can say it is joy. And if you go this way, it is great joy. Suppose you go to the ocean, you go to the ocean from a distance, and you go very close to ocean, and you feel the cool of the breeze, and then go close and close and close. You see, and then you see the waves and ripples, and then that is you are seeing and you are enjoying. But you go and you will dive into that, scuba diving, then you forget all these things. You see, that you become one there.
But also you said the Dhyana people is just say, I am that. It's much easier. And then
I'm not saying easier.
I shouldn't say easier. I apologize. It means overlapping completely.
Ultimately, experience will be the same experience. Say Bhakta, when it gets in the name, it gets absorbed, his ego goes down. And Jnani, his ego expand and die. That's why the example is given, Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, his ego is so big that he could not be caught into the trap of Maya. Because I am, go. Maya comes to catch, hey, I am that, bigger. He becomes so big. And Nag Mahasaya, who was Ramakrishna's disciple, he was so humble. He said, no, I'm nothing. God is everything. I am nothing. So Mahamaya came
Too small.
bind, but he became so thin, even the knot of the tie, he passes through that. So Mahamaya could not bind. In one sense, it is the spiritual life is effacing ego, no? Going beyond ego. So in Vedanta process is that expanding our ego beyond body mind, and Bhakta also forgetting himself unconsciously, thinking of the glory of the Lord, making God as the object of meditation, object of prayer, object of absorption, and then merging into that, you forget who you are. You lose yourself. So when you lose yourself, you are gone. It is like salt doll.
Swami, one question.
Again.
Also, it's good that gradual liberation may be in a way better. Because
not better
or worse, but
so listen. This question does not come. It will depend on the taste and temperament of individual.
Okay.
You like this path, follow that path. Thakur said no. Ramakrishna said, you like this, go. Be spiritual. That's the point. This path or that path, according to your taste and temperament, and what is your guru teaches you, and how you follow that. But one path may be easy for me. Suppose you give one soup which suits my system. Another soup is prepared with this spice and this and that. It may suit another person. But soup, you don't say it is bad or good. Which suits to your stomach, what suits to my stomach. Afterwards, eating to get the energy is the point.
I understand. But the experience of death, however you say, is a difficult experience.
The experience of death.
That when you die, the moment you die, it's not easy. Because
how do you know?
Only if you are like Ramakrishna or realized soul, it's very easy. But for most people, it's a very difficult. It's not happy, you know.
Okay.
Like,
True. I do agree. But that Bhakta will not think of the body.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the point. Bhakta does not feel it is a terrible thing.
But the problem is that we are not real Bhaktas, you know.
So we
if
should
we were
be.
Bhaktas, then no problem.
So we should be.
Oh, of course. But that's when the moment of death is when we realize.
That's why we have
the
to do now.
limitations that you overcome, that you never really grew, you know.
That's
and
why.
all those things. That's why we are incarnated again and again.
That's why now do.
Okay, yes, that's what we're talking.
If that is the problem, so let us do something.
Okay, yeah.
Anyhow, so what we read is that is yesterday's reading, last reading. But what we got, the Vedic Karma Kanda, this scripture is saying, that's here, that these people, they do so much rituals and to purification of their mind and going to some end result is having some heavenly joy or something like that. Why they do that? They can easily get it if they think of God. Then it's a devotion to encourage the devotion in others. And then next verse, therefore, after due deliberation, let all men practice. That is the point. Let all men practice wholehearted devotion to the Lord. It is for promoting bhakti, no? A promotional book for bhakti. So it is saying, therefore, don't go for so much ritual, so much chanting, so much Vedic, this, that. Simple way. Take the name of the Lord. Repeat your mantra. Feel it is the divine play, Lord's play going on. And create your love aspect, develop that way. So that's it. Therefore, after due deliberation, understanding all these things, let all men practice wholehearted devotion to the Lord, who is the supreme being and indweller of all. See, another point. Who is the Lord? You see, Bhagavad does not give us any vent. You are talking about Vedanta. He has already given the punch of Vedanta. You love God, but who is the God? Who is the definition? Two things here. All men practice wholehearted devotion to the Lord. Who is that? Supreme being. S and B capital. That means the absolute. So supreme being. And what is the reference? He residing in the heart of all. That means he residing everywhere. Thinking my Krishna, my Rama, my Kali, my Rama Krishna, is the supreme being, only one ultimate. See, according to your ending into oneness. But that also pervaded everywhere. That's the immanent and transcendent, both aspects are added here. Such devotees do not come under my or the Jama's sway. That means the death, God of death, say, I have nothing to do there. He is free from me because he is thinking of the Ishtadevata, that the supreme being, your Krishna. Suppose if you say, Krishna is the supreme being for you. And I say, Kali is the supreme being. But that doesn't matter. Supreme being is one thing. You are saying Kali is supreme being. I am saying Rama is supreme being. So supreme being is the objective. And that supreme being is who? Not there. Supreme. But he exists in the heart of all. That is, it is immanent everywhere. So if you understand your Ishtadevata in that way, you will reach that point. That will come spontaneously because of practice. Main thing, when we practice spiritual discipline, our mind will be clean and clean and clean. Always, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Every day we pray our morning prayer, chant the name of the Lord. Every day. I came 25 years. I am hearing it 25 times, 25 years into 365 days. Every day, morning, a special occasion 2 times. What? But it does not register. If you do that, then so that the mind will be clean. Chant the name of the Lord and His glories unceasingly. Mirror of the heart may be wiped clean. See, mirror of the heart, main point, heart, it is like a mirror. It is dirty, so it will be cleaned. Mighty forest fire, last, etc., all will be wiped out. So, do it. Do it. That is the point.
And then the default vision will be supreme, the supreme.
First, glimpse you will get. Yeah. We were driving that day. The sun was setting and the sky was full of cloud. It is covering, but in the fringe, you see the white, beautiful sunshine, no? And in between there is a slit. To the slit, beam of light is focusing. So when you cleaning, in somewhere there will be some better cleaning, and beam of light will come. You call your vision. Oh, I got a wonderful vision. No? People talk about vision. Still, so much of cloud is there. In one slit, beam of the sun light has come. So beam of God's light comes and people feel, it's a blessed day, I got this vision. That is not, only you got a glimpse. But that has proved that you have cleaned much. Go on, don't stop, go on. That's why it is said, spiritual life is endless. Spiritual life's joy is endless. It never becomes monotony because it is more and more, it reveals in diverse ways. So it is the statement of the holy people who experience God, no? So see, the beauty of this glory manifests more and more by chanting the name of God. That was it was Sri Chaitanya Dev's personal prayer. He, out of emotion, spiritual emotion, composed this verse. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, so that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. Oh, name stream down in the moonlight, lotus hut. So, continuously, if we do that, this is the end result will come. And that will give the glimpse. Oh, so much beam of light. And that light is everywhere. And the thickness of the cloud goes thinner. You see the light, sunlight is as if manifesting, but still something is blocking. And you clean. That you can do by Vedanta. I'm not, or by Bhakti. Do whatever. So Ramakrishna has reconciled this, all the past confusion forever. But we are reading Bhakti book. That's why we are giving emphasis on Bhakti practice.
But to begin with, Ramakrishna was a Bhakta. of Mother Kali.
That's for the general masses. God has come for the general masses. Millions of people, they follow the path of simple bhakti, simple going to temple, doing little ritual. That is the way spiritual life starts. How many people in philosophic discussion will come your Vedanta lecture? No, only limited people could grasp that. That's why Thakur take that step so that masses, and his whole life taught us that you need not have to go to anywhere, just call upon God's name. For him it was mother, and he had the vision of God. No. So it is when Avatara comes, he comes for all types of people. Bhakti, major thrust is the whole world. Majority people. They have their day-to-day life, homework, business, there are so many problems of life. For them, calling upon mother, depending on mother, trying to surrender. These are the natural thing for masses. But go to Vedanta, we may talk. How many people really feel little touch of absolute? So that's why this is also path, that is also right. But according to the ability, you choose yourself and manifest. Or take all the aspects. Be devotional in the morning, be meditator in the morning, be analytical and in philosophical classes, a discussion, or in your own time. Take karma, jnana, bhakti, yoga, and mature. Even if they have sins, they are all dispelled by taking the names of the Lord. Now, we'll read today here. 33, 35 on the page 185, bottom. Do Athapi. We are not going to Sanskrit because it is. We can read that. An explanation of the good fortune that befell Ajamila, reconciling the glory of the name and the necessity of meritorious acts, is given in the words of Ajamila himself. Now, Ajamila himself, having this transformation, what he said, this is the verse. That is the Athapi me durbhagasya. The English translation. Though a sinner in this life, I must have had some meritorious karma. That I was telling. Why not everyone gets liberated? Why he got? Because he himself says, though I am a sinner in this life, but I have done some meritorious karma in the last life. So, a previous verse, to my credit, to have had the vision of those divine personages. Those divine personages means who? The Lord Vishnu's emissaries. They came. And the serenity of the mind arising from it. He had the vision of some divine entities, as we say angels and divine entities. They are the Lord Vishnu's emissaries and Jama's emissaries. Two types of people. Jama's emissaries are frightening. They'll take you to the hell. And Vishnu's emissaries are all cheerful because they will take you to heaven and peace of joy. So, seeing them and the divine personages and the serenity, mind becomes peaceful. Ajamil saying, my mind becomes, how I got? Maybe I have done so much bad karma in this life, but I might have done some good karma in my past life. Because of that, I got these divine entities. We call angels, no? At the point of death, some angels, white angels you see, and divine entities you come. Then God didn't come himself, but he sends his emissaries. So, otherwise, an impure man, paramour of a low-born woman, could not have, he is talking his past life, how he was born, where he was born, his life, could not have uttered at the time of death Narayana. He is saying that I must have done something good. Otherwise, being born in such a bad environment in my life, and I myself have committed so much of sins, but how could I see the God's emissaries? They are angels, they are the devas, you can say devas, all devatas, could not have uttered at the time of death Narayana, the attractive name of the Lord Vishnu. What am I? He's talking about, Ajamila talking about himself. I am a cheat, a sinner, a murderer, an unregenerate rogue.
Unregenerate.
What does it mean?
I
Unregenerate?
think that he never
Incorrigible.
Like degenerate.
Thug or thug?
We
Or
would
no?
say degenerate.
Yeah.
or somebody who
Degenerate
never
into-
what's the word?
There is
when
no
you
chance of.
made amends. Somebody he
No.
never became good again. You know what I mean?
Low, yeah.
What about
How do you
thug?
say that?
Is that
Degenerate.
That's like
Degenerate is what we usually say.
Yeah.
Thy name and how. And this is one side. How am I? And how great is the Lord's holy name, Narayana. But for some past merits of the Lord, two things: past merits and Lord's grace. That is the devotional term.
Yeah.
Devotional term is always, I am nothing, all have come in my life by God's grace. And I might have done something good. That's why that came me to this position, that I got a touch of these holy people. Many saints' life you will find that they say they were not so good, but coming in touch with some holy people, their life was transformed. So why it happened? Because he had some good karma in his account in the previous verse. That holy name came to my mouth. Here the Bhagavata itself gives an answer reconciling the power of the name and the apparently understanding the nature of Ajamila. The answer is that man must have great merits coming from past lives, if not from the present life, to be fortunate enough to utter the name of the Lord with its inherent saving power. Sri Ramakrishna illustrates that the special effect of the name uttered at the time of death by a simile. What is the simile? I told that day. The simile is, if an elephant is washed immediately before being confined to the stable, it remains clean, as it cannot put dust on its body anymore. But if you keep it outside, again you will roll down in the mud and make the whole body a mess. So, but if it is washed earlier and left loose, it covers itself with the dust in no time. So, in ordinary life, men utter the name, and yet they are found unregenerate because they still continue to act in the world with the sinful tendencies still unerased. Like the elephant. As Ramakrishna gave the example, the man going to take a dip in the Ganga, the sins all left him, and as soon as it comes out, again it jumps up on his head. At least for that time, they could not touch him. So when you take the name of the Lord, probably that time, no, nothing can touch us. But as soon as you forget that, but boom, they come up. But if purified by the name at the time of death, there is no more chance of sinning, as illustrated by the example of the elephant. It is, however, to be remembered that it is by continuous devotional practice alone that deep and abiding love of God is established and sinful tendency of the mind erased and man rendered sinless in the fullest sense of the term, even while living. It can also occur, though rarely, without all this, by the Lord's grace. All these things, and a Bhakti school will say, you try, ultimately, God's grace, and God's grace can do anything. Even a sinner can be redeemed. There's grace. Grace, you cannot say why. You have to go two explanations. Either you say you have a good karma somewhere, it flourished in a particular point of time, and then you remember the Lord's name and you are liberated. Or it's God's grace. Normally, devotional language we use this. Now, next verse. By singing his praise, even heinous sins like murderers of holy men and parents and teachers, as also men of low and impure birth, are redeemed. This is always Gita says. Opi to papo jonaya. Gita says even if anyone is born in a very unfavorable environment in a family, That's easy. Sinful family. That means where there is no scope for spiritual practice, and rather negative practice is more in the family tradition. Even born in that, what is the verse I forget? Gita is similar verse. What it says, Brahmaha, Pitriha, Gogna, Matriharo, Acharjo ha Agavan, Swada, Pulkasoko, Opi, Shuddhaderan, Jassa, Kirtanam. That means anyone do Kirtan, God's name, that's even born in any other odd environment, or impure thought, impure situation, even he has committed serious blunders, that can be wiped out by God's grace. So it is, there is Chaitanya Dev story, no? Chaitanya Dev and Nityananda. So Nityananda and Chaitanya Dev is dancing in spiritual ecstasy, and Nityananda, there are two rogues, Jagai and Madhai. They are anti this chanting and prayer and all these things. Totally worldly minded. So they are drinking and drinking, jars of wine they will drink. And this Nityananda will go and beg everyone, oh brother, whatever you do, sing and dance chant the name of Hari. So this guy got so mad, disturbing me. I am drinking, and then he then threw away in that mood of drunk mood, threw the empty or jar which was having the wine, and hit him. And this blood is coming out, oozing blood, dropping. But Nityananda went to that Jagai and Madhai said, brother, you have thrown the empty jar. That's okay. But take once you please take the name of the Lord. Please take once the name of the Lord. So that is the Jagai and Madhai story. So, and then seeing this Nityananda story, these two rogues converted, transformed into a saintly person. Because when they came to understand, what is this? That they are ignoring and loving me still in this condition. They are great souls. So seeing their life, their transformation happened. So here it is saying it is to be specifically noted that this is not an exhortation to people to commit such sins. No, it is not a license. Reading this book, let us go and do whatever we like, and God will be there. I'll chant one Lord's name and do whatever we like. No, it is not. See, this is the beauty of Hindu scriptures. Hindu scriptures you will never find giving any allowance to your immoral behavior, your outgoing tendencies. Never. It is any text you find out. And Muslim is the danger bear, because there in the book some such statements interpreted wrongly or whatever is there. So ordinary people take that course easily. But being really you are followers of any Hindu religion and you will do something, no scripture will suggest you.
So that's why the Hindu religion is so much about purity, right?
Purity, every religion, any religion means
for
purity.
instance, even food.
Everywhere.
And we know that Swami Vivekananda didn't like, but many Hindus observe extreme purity when it comes to food.
Purity they have forgotten and gone to food only.
No, but of course,
but that
in
food
every
is
aspect, every aspect.
Not the food of the mouth.
Not only that.
Food of the eye. What you see. Do you see all auspicious things? What you hear. Do you hear all the auspicious things? No. All the nice spiritual fragrance. So we take only tongue. Our Hindu religion have taken good steps only giving too much attention to purification of the food. That's good. Nothing wrong. But Shankaracharya has brought this issue in his commentary. Ahara means whatever you eat, you don't eat in the mouth only. This is another mouth. This is another mouth. You eat its corresponding subject. So are you auspicious and pure in every place? If you're not, then you are not following this scriptural injunction. So be all the senses. All the senses should be so pure to extract only the divine things.
Maharaj, how did Tantrika get started?
Oh, they start because that is another thing. There are Poshuha, animalistic attitude. The name is that is Poshu. Poshu means the animals. Animals in their animal life. So we have animal instinct. So they actually going through certain process, they gradually go first through that process to transcend that. Actually, what is Tantra? Tantra means seeing mother everywhere. That is the end result of Tantra. But end result is PhD. But you start from anywhere. So those people who can start there, so they have given some formula for them to how they can go through a certain process and get out of it. So it is to be specially noted that this is not an exhortation to people to commit such sins in the hope that they can be easily absorbed from them afterwards. The object of the verse is to impress on man the utter holiness and power of the name and to show that it offers a means of purification for those who are sincerely repentant. The sign of true repentance is that man feels intense pain in the heart for past sinful deeds and turns his face away from them once for all, seeking refuge in. The repentance in Christianity also very much important. Repentance, no? But repentance is not a only repentance and then forget and go what you are doing.
No, it's changed the
It
character.
is a repentance means it should be so sincere than a resolution, I will not do this. But you cannot stand without doing anything. So what will you do? You will connect yourself with God. You will refrain from this, you will engage in this. So this is the positive negative aspect. It is 37 verse. A dog eater, that means a low born. The dog eater means what it means that it is a very low category of person. The dog eater, that's a man of low birth and unclean habits, is more worthy of honor than a man of high birth, if, condition, if the former is always uttering the holy name. Ramakrishna said also, if one can take pork, that is Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna saying, if one takes pork, but gets absorbed in the name of God, it is better than a vegetarian who have no love for God. The question is love for God. By eating pork, if you grow in devotion, you are good for that. And if I don't eat anything but vegetarian or vegan, that's good. Does it make you spiritual? The spirituality is the question. So, the same idea. So, the object of the verse is to impress on men the utter of holiness and power of names to show that it offers means of purification. This sign of true repentance that man feels intense pain in the heart and sinful deeds and turns away the face from them. Oh, sorry, we are in the next verse. I went back. So, if the former is always uttering the holy name, a dog eater means unclean habit and unclean birth is more worthy of honor than a man of high birth, if a former is always uttering your holy name. For only such noble ones as have undergone austerities, performed sacrifices, bathed in the holy waters, and learned and taught the Vedas in previous verse, repeat thy holy name always. If you find that someone is doing, you know that he is an advanced soul. He has done much in previous life. The note says the idea seems to be that only those who have earlier undergone the disciplines enumerated can gain the purity, faith, and devotional fervor that would enable them to repeat the Lord's name always and remember Him. So the continuous repetition of the name involves the efficacy of all those disciplines and much more, the latter being only part of apara bhakti, preparatory devotion, while the former is a mark of para bhakti. Supreme love and practicing now. So it says that those who have done much austerity, much purification, much prayer and meditation, they, simple thing, they fall fascinated in taking the name of Lord. That tendency will not come unless the mind is pure. So they have done it in previous life. That's why our tendencies are not manifesting. We will have to work on that. Yes.
Okay. So when you say like they've done it in previous, like what it is, it's just a bundle of samskaras, right? That they is not really them. Like, you know what I mean?
I may be a part. And they means those who are trying to repeat the Lord's name and no interest in Lord's name. That is the they. It may be I am a part of that. I may be one of them. No, what is your question?
Okay. My question is like for this past life business. Because actually this person wasn't there in past life, but the samskaras. It's just a bundle of samskaras. Right?
That's a bundle of samskara, individual, given birth to you, given birth to me, given birth to everyone.
That's the character.
So that is the thing we are calling that soul when he was in the previous body. In that body.
Just that bundle of samskaras.
Samskaras, but the physical body, physical thinking connected with the mind, purified, their mind or made impure. Even in this body.
Yeah.
The soul is here.
Yeah.
Subtle body we call.
Subtle body.
The subtle body is a bundle of impression. But subtle body is creating new karma.
Yeah.
Adding to that, positive or negative. So that way, in previous life, those who have done good karmas, that's why you see that some people from the childhood, they're very God-centered. From the childhood, they are very meditative, very calm, very serene, don't go in other type of distraction. But any child comes, I saw one child, my God, how his mother maintains that. I saluted that lady. Even she came and she started,
for 1 second.
Within split second, he runs and bumps on the wall. And he got something and throws like that. And his mother is running like that. I said, is the condition? Well, that is his condition, Maharaj. I do not know how it's just, what to do with it. And as he's child, his nature is anything he finds, he will throw away. And anything he will kick. He will open the door. He will run like that. That day one boy came in the meditation in the evening and they wanted to see me. So I came out. That boy, they took out and standing outside. Standing here, he will always try to reach the switchboard, any machine, and you cannot stop. It's running like that. I said, what is the samskara? Not that every child does that.
But most of them are not good. Most of the children are not good. They are bad, right? What I noticed when I was working with
you have a better experience. I have not. But I am saying that this is the example I am giving the example of the samskara. Samskara is such, he is turning towards the switchboard, electricity, any engine, any machine, anything he goes. The door, he will be banging and opening and closing. And mother is running like that. He will be crazy within 2 minutes.
I had one like that, so I know what it's like.
Yes.
I had one of each. So
Oh.
You see, because also now, because of the games and the computers, they're not trained to concentrate, Swami. So most of the children are more impulsive than they were before.
No, they always have been.
They're always
More or less.
But anyway, who knows? But that's what they're saying now. Almost everybody.
If there was a button,
They're becoming more impulsive.
When he looks at a button, he has to tell himself,
Oh, Swami, should I go and make the tea?
Go to boil the water. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. Jai Ma Jai Ma. What is this? Huh? Oma.
I'm gonna go get that.
Right.
And Swamiji, will you be here on Guru Purnima or you will be out of the country?
I'll be, hey, Hare, you didn't come here. We have the class going on. How do you know? 4:30 we had read one class, just finished now.
You didn't know we had a class at 4:30.
Oh, sorry for that.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nice and cool here.
So, let us go for cup of tea.